yourself, so just keep on watching to see how I made it. So first, here is the yarn that I used, and I'm gonna start with just chaining on some stitches, and this is how I do that. And I'm just gonna keep on chaining on stitches until I got a total of 60 stitches. Just go ahead and do that. Now when you have all of your stitches, you're going to start with the first row where we're going to knit rib, and we're going to make 2 knit stitches and 2 purl stitches, and then we just repeat that pattern. So here I show you how I do that. Just like that, and you're just going to keep on doing this for the entire round. And for the next couple of rows, you're just going to do knit above knit and purl above purl until your rib, which is your neckline, is going to be about 19 centimeters long. So go ahead and do that. So here I have done mine, and it's about 19 centimeters long. You can see the lines, which are just a rib pattern. So now we're going to make some increases, and we're going to make a total of 14 increases in one round. And we're just going to do knit stitches for this round. So here is a new stitch, and I just make put these threads in, which I'm going to need in a second. We're going to show that in a second, how many stitches you need in between them. So here I just show you how I'm going to make the new stitches. So we just kind of wrap the yarn around our needle and just go in and knit the next stitch, and then that little loop are going to be a new stitch, which we're going to knit in the next round. So there I just made another new stitch. So just gonna make sure to count all of my stitches, and here I'm just making sure that I have 25 stitches before putting in my new thread. I'm gonna explain that in a second. I like to do it this way by making the new stitches, because I want my threads, which we're gonna use later, to be in one of the rib, in the knit stitches from the rib edge. As you can see, my green threads are. And that doesn't make sense right now, but I'm gonna explain it later. So just gonna make all of the increases, just 14 increases for this first round. So then we're gonna have a total of 74 stitches. So here I'm just going to show you in the next round, we're just going to knit these new stitches. So here we have one, and just go into it like this and just pull the yarn through, and then it will just be a normal loop like all of the other loops. So it's really easy. They're not really that tight. So you just go into it like this and just pull the yarn through. So that is how you're going to knit your new stitches. Just do that for the entire round. Okay, so here, this is where I put my threads in, and you can see how many stitches I have in between them, and this is after the increases. So the 25 stitches are going to be the front, and the 19 is the back, and the 2 15s are the 2 sleeves. So the frets just mark where we're going to do our increases. So here, this is where the round starts. And I'm going to do increases on each side of this fret. So I do an increase, knit one stitch like this, then I knit the next stitch and I do another increase. So we have a new stitch, 2 normal stitches, and the thread here in between the normal stitches, and then another increase. And that is just how we're going to do these increases for the shoulder part of the sweater. So I'm just going to knit over to the next green thread, which is marked where we're going to do our increases, just to show you one more time. So here we are. So we do a new stitch, knit one like this, and knit the next stitch and do another increase. So just keep in mind that you want your thread to be in the middle. That's like this. So this is what it will look like. So just go ahead and do that with the other 2 stitches, here and here and here, and just knit over to this point. So now we finish with that round, with the increase round. So now for the next round, we're just going to knit our new stitches like I showed you earlier. So that is really simple. And that is actually just the pattern for this part of the sweater. In every other round, we're going to make new stitches aligned with these threads. And in every other round, we're just going to knit them. Just like that. And this is what it's going to look like. So we just create new stitches. So again, I'm just going to show you one more time. So here we have the new stitch, and we're just going to knit it. Just like it, 2 normal stitches and 1 more new stitch, and I'm also just going to knit that. And then you just want to finish this round doing the same thing as we just did here, just knitting the new stitches, and then you just want to do just knit stitches. Not going to do any more purl stitches for this project. So we're just going to repeat doing this sequence of 1 round where you do increases and 1 where we just knit the increases. So if you need to, just go ahead and watch what we just did, and you want to repeat doing that until your work looks something like this. So you want to have it to be about 25 centimeters measured from the rib edge up in the top. You're just going to repeat those 2 steps, so you're going to create more and more stitches for about 25 centimeters, like I have here. So now those 2 parts where we have the 19 stitches, the 15 stitches, which were going to be the sleeves, we're just going to knit over to the first one of those. So that is just what I'm doing here. I'm just going to knit, so this is my 25, what started to be 25 stitches. So I'm just going to knit all the way over to this point, just like this. And now in the next section, which that is one of the sleeves, so we're just going to take a needle which have a thread on it, and then we're going to grab all of the stitches which are in between this green thread and the next one. So if this is all of the sleeve stitches, or for one of the sleeves, just gonna grab them, so we can just put them on pause for about a moment. And the next 2 as well, like this. So now I'm just gonna tie a knot on this thread, so it won't fall out. So we lose all of our stitches. That would not be a good thing. Just like that. So now we can just knit around. Well, this was the first sleeve. We're going to do this one more time with the other sleeve as well. But now here I make 5 new stitches. And this is going to be right under the sleeve, so right at the armpit. And then we're just going to knit right into the next stitches over here, which are the back. So that was what started with being 19 stitches. Just like this. So now we're going to knit all the way over to the next green thread, and then you're just going to do the exact same thing. So you're just going to put all of these stitches onto a thread, and then you're going to make 5 new stitches. So I just did that, and I knitted over to the point where we did the 5 new stitches. I just wanted to show you how to knit them. So these stitches are really tight, so you want to be really careful when you knit these so they don't fall off. But it's only the first time you're going to knit them, it's going to be a bit difficult. After this round, it's just going to be a normal stitch. Just take your time with it. Just like that. So that's just how you're going to knit them. So here, this is what it looks like. So now we're just going to knit round and round and round. And this is what going to be the stomach of the sweater. You can kind of see here where the sleeves are going to be. So now it just looks like a t-shirt. So actually now we are done with the difficult part of this project. So now we're just going to be knitting round and round, round, just doing knit stitches until you have something that looks like this. And I knitted for about 26 centimeters measured from the armpit and down. So my stomach part of the sweater is about 26 centimeters. So now we're just going to do some rib. So we're just going to do 2 purl and 2 knit stitches for the bottom of our sweater. So that is what I'm doing right here. And I'm gonna do this rib edge for about 9 centimeters. And it's the same just like when we started this project. Just gonna do knit above knit and purl above purl, like I'm showing you right here. Just want to continue this until it's about 9 centimeters or as long as you want it to be. So that is mine right here. And now I'm just going to close off these stitches. And I'm going to show you how we do that right here. And when you close all of the stitches, you're just going to cut the thread and then pull it to secure it. So now here you can see I have just finished knitting the first sleeve. Just wanted to show you what it's going to look like. And then I'm going to show you how to knit it the other sleeve. You're obviously just going to do the same thing twice. So it is about 33 centimeters. And you can just try it on to figure out how long your sleeve needs to be when you're knitting it. And then with the rib at the end of the sleeve, it is about 52 centimeters long. So this is what it looks like. So now I'm going to show you how to knit this sleeve. So right now we just have a thread in the sleeve. So we're just going to need our knitting needle. And I'm going to use the one that I started with, which is about it's about 40 centimeters long. So it's not really that long. And here you can see me just grabbing all of these stitches I still have the thread and I don't want to lose any of my stitches, so I do not pull it out yet. But here I'm just grabbing all of the stitches. And when I have all of my stitches, I'm just going to pull the thread out, just cutting it up and pull it out right here. And then I'm just going to secure the yarn, so just start by just making a little knot. And just pulling it through like this. So now I'm going to make 7 new stitches right here under the arm. So I'm just going to pull the stitches out like I'm doing here. Like this. So this is our new 7 stitches, and then I'm just going to knit the first round just by doing knit stitches. And here, when I'm back at where we started with our new stitches, I'm gonna knit the first 2 together, so I'm gonna end up having 5, just to close any gaps. And I'm also gonna do that by knitting the last of the 7 together, right here, like this. And then I'm just gonna knit around and round and round until my sleeve is about 43 centimeters long. So now my sleeve is about 43 centimeters long, and now we're going to do some decreases. So I'm just knitting 2 and 2 stitches together, and after I've done this round of decreases, I'm going to have a total of 34 stitches. And then I'm just going to knit 2 knit stitches and 2 purl stitches as the sequence, so just going to be rib stitching. So I'm making that sequence right here while I'm doing my decreases, just so I know that the pattern will fit. I'm just counting my stitches as I go, so I know that I will have the right number at the end of my round with decreases. So I hope that makes sense. And here it's just the next round. I'm just gonna do purl stitch above purl stitch and knit stitch above knit stitch, and then I'm just gonna knit a couple of centimeters of the sleeve and of just rib stitches, and you can just do it as long as you want it to be. I did it for about 9 centimeters. As you can see here, about 15 rounds of just rib stitching. And when I've done that, I'm just gonna close off the stitches. Just like this. This is how I close stitches. So now I'm just gonna cut the thread and just pull it out to secure it. So that was the last step. Now you just need to tuck in all of your little ends, and then your work is completely done. So I really hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. I really enjoy making it, and I hope you're going to try it out. So see you next time. Bye.